tuning in. Welcome back to the Hip Hop Scholar Podcast. I am Melanie, the Hip Hop Scholar, and today we shine a spotlight on an artist who is unapologetically himself, whose voice carries not only through his music, but through the culture itself. Devin 22. He is more than a name, more than a sound, more than a movement. He is the embodiment of raw artistry, resilience, and vision. Devin 22 represents a new generation of hip hop, fearless, versatile, and deeply rooted in truth. His work reflects the dual grind of staying authentic while pushing boundaries, weaving lyrics that cut through the noise with sharp storytelling and unshakable conviction. His sound is not just crafted for today, it's designed to echo into the future. Available on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, Tidal, and all other major music production websites, songs like Honeyberry Blunt on his mixtape 22 Billionaires, Quiet Storm, and Wiretaps with LP the Rapper and Make a Wish. We also have Baby by DistroKid and so many more tracks for your engagement. Think Twice, one of my favorites, uses a ballad sample with a true to the craft type beat to emphasize the lyrics that Devin 22 shares with the audience to convey his powerful message. What makes Devin special is his ability to channel life struggles, triumphs, and lessons into music that doesn't just entertain but empowers. He's an artist who refuses to let circumstances define him. Instead, he uses every bar, every beat, every verse as proof that greatness comes when you choose to rise. Devin 22 reminds us that hip hop is not just about the music, it's about identity, it's about survival, it's about giving a voice to stories that too often go unheard. His artistry is a bridge between past and future, local roots, and global reach. So today, we don't just welcome a rapper. We welcome a storyteller, a visionary, a leader in the making. Beautiful people, get ready for an afternoon of power, wisdom, and authenticity with the one and only Devin 22.
I might be, not even might. That's the best intro I've ever received. I don't think there's a mic to that. So I feel the love. I'm actually very, very happy to be here. And get right on into it. I'm speechless. That was probably the best intro I've ever gotten. So I appreciate that a lot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so far we give flowers here at the Hip Hop Podcast. We want for every person that comes in the interview to understand that you bring a light to hip hop. You are part of hip hop history, and definitely want you to understand that this podcast showcases your artistry, your brilliance when it comes to the art of hip hop. So Devin 22, how you doing today, sir? Talk to us. Let's get
I'm
into
so
that.
hip hop. You see, I got hat, crooked, do rag, jersey, chain. That's how hip hop I went since I was hopping on here. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm moving in getting settled in my new spot out here in Atlanta. Graduated Morehouse in May. So making it do, making it do.
There
I'm
you
pretty
go,
good.
Atlanta.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. ATL in the building. I know you also represent PG County in Maryland as well.
To the fullest, to the fullest. My roots, Oxon Hill, 202, 301, 240. You know what I'm talking about? Capitol Heights, say what? Suitland, say what? We've been out here, grinding, but I think the whole music scene up there is a little less open-minded, so to speak. So I'm repping wholeheartedly, but I had to come out here to make something shake, I feel.
As you should, as you absolutely should. You know, the music that people produce, and I say us as we, when you make music, it's more so for you to use that power and brilliance for self, to be able to produce that music so that someone else can benefit from it. So it's a timeless thing that you are creating, whether it is in 2025 or even 2055 and even the year 3000, your music is absolutely timeless. And even Kennedy in the chat, and shout out to the live chat, she's like, yes, yes. And that person has the hand claps going, appreciative of that. So let's talk about you, Devin 22. So let's talk about identity. How did you first realize that your sound, your words, your lyrics had the power to move people the way that it does?
Well, I think we got started at the very beginning of it. My mom was instrumental in just having music around me. She's just a super fan of it. And I was raised as the only child, so nothing else to do but listen. Wasn't no one else to try to distract me from it, so to speak. So I'm listening to that. And I'm just, gauging sound. But this is a lot of R&B stuff, but like channel it into rap, it's just that powerful to where I'm like, okay, like I'm more of an R&B fan than a hip hop fan, believe it or not. So that whole influence, just I feel like the power and like structure of those songs is something I've definitely taken from that. I wanted to be an athlete at a serious level. So having that same discipline and grind into trying to attempt to do that is definitely carried over into the music and just that competitive edge as well. Definitely. And it's just built my sound altogether. It's one thing, to have the passion I do for this music and, continue to strive for greatness. But I think simply just wanting to be better than someone else is, a super driving factor for me.
Oh yeah, better than someone else, even better than that person in the mirror, better than that person from yesterday. Having that discipline
And
is a challenge, right? Like it's not something that's easy to do that, especially, you may not be getting paid just yet. You may not have the millions of followers just yet, but continuing that consistency is key. Now, let me also ask you this, Devin 22, and I ask all of my artists on my podcast this question. When did you fall in love with hip hop or it get into hip hop, even that R&B? What song was that? What
yeah.
moment was that for you when you were introduced to it?
I always well, okay, I'll break it down into two sections. I always remember back of white Dodge Stratus and other side of the game is like introduced to my life, Erica Badu. And I say, wow, this is like I'm not conscious. I don't know name, I don't know who it is, but I just know this is like really nice. And so then carrying on from there, and that's just I can't even tell you what age. That may have been 6, 7, however old. Going into third grade, fourth grade, I think Cold World Sideline Stories dropped, and Can't Get Enough is on the radio, and that's my first introduction to hip hop. My
Okay.
mom is not like the biggest rap fan in the world, so it was like it wasn't even like a oh here's rap. No, it was. I think that's another thing I really love about it is like I continue to dig back and stay in the future with it. But as far as finding sounds and artists and songs that I never even knew existed prior to, but it's definitely interesting. But I'd say those two songs are definitely like some key moments for me.
Okay, and so when you brought up Erica Badu, I want to remind you, shout out to Erica Badu. When she first started, her coming from Dallas, and
Hmm.
she had to create her own lane, and she was not given her flowers then either when she first started because she was so different because it was such an eccentric way in which she was producing her lyrics that she just like you she stayed consistent, she stayed true to herself more than trying to satisfy anyone else. And now she is the Erica Badu, a legend in its own right. You can't really put her in a basket to say, oh, she's R&B, oh, she's rap, or she's this. She's everything that she chooses to be. So that's very
Exactly.
insightful for that to be one of that first introductions for you, because we said earlier in the pre-production, a lot of what I hear in your music gives me nods to Tupac. It sounds methodical like Silk the Shocker, where you have this sound and this ability to capture the audience's attention with your lyrics and the sound of your voice. So you are on the track of greatness. Your discography, all the way from 2023, and that lyricism and craft that you are building. When you do sit down and write or freestyle or whatever you do, what inspires your lyrics the most? Is it your personal experiences, the storytelling when you're creating this plot to share, or the energy in your environment? What inspires you when you're writing your lyrics?
To make it short but make it long, all of those. So I'll start off. I'd say to put it in chronological though, I think I would just have to say most definitely experience. Like living life is the only way I feel like I can truly create, whatever that may be, however that may translate, how, like you saying, just being true to yourself, living life and just reflecting on it, so to speak. So I say with experiences and energy kind of get intertwined in that, like not only what happened, but how do I feel about it? And then I'm, getting into the creative aspect of it. Okay, how did she feel about it from her perspective, maybe, or how would this person feel about it if this was the, setup? So that's where the storytelling element I feel like comes in, whereas trying to, put it in certain perspectives, like a verse on short films, Baby said, I kick it off. I'ma keep it real, my love so real, for real, shit slamming like Shaquille. Like it's to be that fast and like rambunctious and like cluttered, so to speak, because like it's a relationship. It's we have LP coming in, it's a lot of, harmony, but then I cut through and it's a lot of that kind of contra contrast, not contradictory. So I think that's definitely just and also just production above all else. As a hip hop artist, it don't matter what I'm saying if the beat don't feel, what I'm saying, to my liking. And I feel like I've especially with the R&B bass, that taste I have for just hip hop and what I want to rap on and how I want to sound on has been curated, and it's one of my more I'd say exciting things to see develop for myself.
And you said that song is Baby?
Yes, Baby.
Okay, so well, let's do that here. I want to listen with you here, so let's share that with our audience. I enjoy listening to the music with the artists and with the audience at the same time. So let's do that right now. Let me share. All right, and we're going to soon as
Actually, pardon me. So I was wrong. It wasn't Baby. It is Baby, but Off the Grid is the verse I just referenced, because in actuality, Baby ... into Off the Grid is like the full title of the song. We just made it two separate songs. So if you can play Baby into Off the Grid, then you're really getting the full story as far as that.
All right. Let's start with Baby first. All right. And let's get into that together, and then we can unpack that. Let's see. We have it here. All right. Let's get into it.
Always put me in a difficult position. And I think this is where the story really starts.
Wow. Just the beginning. Just the beginning of the artistry that you share. I appreciate that. That reminds me of it's like the polar opposite. There's a track on one of Kendrick Lamar's albums where he and a young lady in a relationship, except they're fighting in theirs, right? It's a fight and they are cursing and going at each other's. But with yours, it is a more sensual type of a conversation that it's just super dope. I mean, it's a dope track. And so the other artists that's in there with you, who you want to shout them out as well?
Most definitely, LP the rapper, Peter Street Station. So any clips you may see out here, how we most likely are connected. I'm out rapping. It's a stage and a bookshelf. Peter Street Station is this creative center, tattoo shop, paint, art gallery. Is a one-of-a-kind place here in Atlanta. This is where I met LP. I started going there maybe my sophomore year of Morehouse, and that's turned into the dojo. Like I said, the only way I could explain it is like it was my gym. Every Wednesday without fail for about 2 to 3 years straight, it was time to get better at live performance and rapping. So that's how we get the short films and the 22 billionaires in 2025, because I sat there and practiced this to where I felt and again, I'm just not settling. There's always more to be done, but I'm comfortable with the output. Especially early on. I feel like a lot of people in this stage can be exactly like you said. Oh, I don't have the money to follow, and why even try? But I think that place definitely motivated me, and produced one of my best musical connections, one of my lifetime friends, LP, most definitely. My great homie. I can't say enough about LP.
Shout out to LP for sure.
For sure.
In the chat, we see that just nod to Erykah Badu. It's literally the other side of the game. The way that you have presented
that's gonna have me smiling for a long time. I've never even considered it like that. That's yeah.
So again, that's the point of this podcast, is to unpack that, because artists, and you are a very true artist. So when we talk about artistry, creating, I want to share this visual with the audience. This is a visual from your song Honey Berry Blunt. And so this is not only artwork for the music hip hop fam. This is also artwork that Devin 22 did himself. So he created this artwork. And talk to us about the Tim boots. You see the wraps on the ground in this tub. Talk to us because this is a super dope visual here that, you know, I may have to reach out and get that portrait for myself. But go ahead and talk to us about this artistry. And then we're going to talk about the painting that you do because,
Yeah,
again, this is a true artist to the game, everyone.
I appreciate it. No, again, it's a single, so that's where I do my research. I do my absolute best. There's gonna be there's single covers, and there's album covers. So this was the first single for 22 Billionaires. I had the single cover. Tim's on Doom. I mean, it's MF Doom. It's an MF Doom shout out as well. Obviously, him and his work that he's done. But Tim's on Doom in the tub, and exactly that. It's for Honeyberry Blunt. You see the wraps on the ground. And then I don't know if you look closer at Doom's face. We've also worked the 2286 logo onto his face. So I think that's something that you either catch it sometime or you don't. But yeah, it gets So we layered that on top, and so from there, also having the smoke be like a border was something I was really excited. Like I was like, oh, that's gonna be a fire concept, and just having the even just fonts. I played around with a billion fonts too, trying to get that right. But I was very happy about that came out, so I appreciate that.
Not only the art, we're going to come back to that song as well. So we have that
Mhm.
artistry, and then also my hip hop scholar family, he is an artist. So we also have his artwork that we can share too. So this is also a part of Devin 22's artistry, where he is creating artwork and making these canvas. So he's creating feelings with sound, with colors, with textures, with aesthetics. I mean, he is that prodigy of all those pieces of artwork. So talk to us about this Don't Overthink, which is a powerful message in this day and age as well.
Oh, most definitely. Don't overthink it. Is our slogan here at 2286. 22 is a master number representing turning your dreams into reality. The 86 is based on the Toyota AE86 racing other cars who was outclassed by but still winning. So the message is to chase dreams and overcome obstacles. But this is where the smiley logo comes in. Don't overthink it. The same way Nike has their logo, Adidas has their logo. You can look at logos of anything, become synonymous. I could take the letters off the Coca-Cola logo and you would still know it's Coca-Cola. So I think having that font and just synonymity and just, significance with it, don't overthink it. It's just simply that, this is our logo, this is how we rocking. If you chasing dreams and trying to overcome obstacles, which a lot of people should or should already be doing, then I feel like it resonates. So
And they
yeah, this
should
is just
be. Mm-hmm.
no, I was just saying this is one of my favorite pieces as well. I think it's probably one of my earlier paintings, like just being simple and creative, but like also just it's striking. Like what I'm saying, that color definitely pops up. You mentioned that color. I never really thought about myself like like oh this is how I'm telling the story through just not even like doing art, but like the colors I choose is like something I never really consciously think about. So that's got me intrigued actually.
And the word intriguing we have in the chat as well, that it's really intriguing art by Vera, Fire even. I was the moderator said I was like Tim's on the MF Doom, but Pac in the tub with the daggone rappers on the floor. If you know, you know. And it's a dope song too. We're gonna get into the music, but the
Oh,
but
for
the
sure. No,
artwork, yeah, yes, we
nothing
got we
but
got plenty of
time.
time,
Nothing but time.
nothing but
No, I'm saying
time.
it's nothing but time. I'm excited. No, it's something I've been watching your content for a minute now. I'm excited.
As you should be. I'm more excited than you. I don't care your level of excitement. I'm more excited because again, revealing even to the artist. And I want to ask you, even when you start making the music, what has to happen first? Do you write your lyrics and then have the music, or do you listen to the beat and you have a feeling? Is it a mood? Is it a color? What really has you to begin writing? Like what mood strikes you, or what has to happen in order for you to create your music?
In order for me to create,
Like, is it the beat first? Like, do you have to hear the beat and then you go into it? Or is it
so
that you go into the lab where you go into that shop with LP and everybody, and then you just have that feeling, that empath? of having that group of people together. Like, I want you to think about that. Like,
Yeah, for
truly
sure.
unpack that art with us. How what has to happen for you to create these things? And I think that helps even as a science experiment to get into your brain, because we want to unlock that. We want to be able to possibly even replicate that, because you just said many people don't have something that they are working towards. And so what can we share and say to them to have them to be able to replicate that like you're doing?
To start it off immediately, inspiration. Inspiration. Now that can come in a billion mediums, but I can say how your question just struck me. Michael Irvin, Dallas Cowboys, is to line up in slot receiver and said to himself, if you don't run this slant, we're going back to the ghetto. One of many inspirations. So I feel like you said, LP, we locked into the whole project, that feeling, that impact of, okay, we both want to be great and I really like the music you do. That can get me going. 22 Billionaires, which is a culmination of over maybe 4 or 5 years of music. Like track 3, Come Down, been working on that beat since freshman year of college. So that took 4 years of a song developing into it finally being, me being okay with that. Okay, that's cool. I can trump that. So I think that too, experiences like Baby, like Off the Grid can only happen through, real life things. I can't, I pride myself on not lying either. It can be hyperbole because that's hip hop, but lying is not hip hop. And I haven't lied yet. And so I pride myself on not lying. I don't intend on lying, nor will I. So yeah, I think that's something, just being really true, that authenticity, like you said. And I think that's what 22 Billionaires represents as well. I mean, I have a whole Instagram account, behind it. Definitely like just explain like just inspiration, slew of inspiration, pictures, how I'm feeling, fence stuff or whatever they, may call it, but like really just a medium to like express. Really just a medium to express. And that's what 22 Billionaires is. My first solo mixtape project. LP, helped warm me. I describe it like this as well. Short films is the prelude to 22 Billionaires. So my ultimate goal is to have every project be like, yeah, it's going to be chronological as far as time, but like it's sound too. So if you play West of Oxon Hill, the last track on short films, promise you it transitions into Honeyberry Blunt. And the goal is to continue to keep that going on. And so, yeah, you try things like you said, be a true artist, be true to yourself. But that cohesiveness is something I definitely strive towards as well as when I'm creating. And also just being driven, having like a feeling I want to create. We called it short films because it was that 7 projects. It felt like we made a quick Scorsese jump, and it was it. 22 Billionaires is something I was like, this gotta be what it gotta be. And sure enough, it was what I wanted to be, and I'm grateful for it. And as far as the future too, having just titles too, I think helps me like be like, all right, I'm making this. You gotta love it. I heard that Nas the Lost Tapes, that's the name of the next joint. You gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. And just harping on like key terms like that. 22 Billionaires was like, okay, that's my account, but that's just also me. I feel like I'm just expressing myself, where I'm trying to go, who I'm trying to be. And You Gotta Love It probably touch more on that, but more so like, well, what do you love? How do you get there, so to speak? To answer that, I don't know it's long winded, but I know, yeah, it's great questions. Yeah,
And you provided a great answer, because I heard all of that, and the phrase that pops out to me is non-negotiable. Like, you are non-negotiable when it comes to creating something. In the chat, we have "lying is not hip hop," and that is a quote by the Devin 22, because we can't lie to ourselves, and we don't need to lie to those generations. So you coined that phrase. Lying is not hip hop, and I appreciate that, because a lot of times what we see, what's trending, is that artists can go into the booth 15 minutes later, they have a whole album put together, and it's really not their best work. And you just shared that it took you 4 years from freshman year to perfect one track. And that is dedication. That is the hard work. I mean, that reminds me of artists like Beyonce, where they will take that time, they will take that effort, they will sacrifice, or they will hyper focus to create something that they can be proud about and make it legendary. So you are creating your legend in this journey called hip hop with Devin 22. And I want to also think that the way that your mind works, like you see colors, you see prisms, you see connections. Like there is nothing that is just, pulled out of the air when it comes
Oh,
to creating anything. Yes.
I said this recently. I stopped believing in coincidence. To touch on that, yeah. Things are exactly that where they're supposed to be. I still believe in luck, but then luck is just opportunity and preparation.
That
So
part.
it's like these are things I've just been beginning to, really think about just on a basic level. I feel like where it's like, this is not on accident. So and I'm seeing colors most definitely. I think I see sounds more than colors.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
you
think I think I see sounds more than colors. So I try to get colorful, but I think I stick in the same colors, which makes me think not colors more so sounds like 22 Billionaires, like the blue purple hue of that is like I feel like that's the album. So
mhm.
I feel like yeah, and that I see color in that way, but as far as I don't know, you got my brain wheels turning right now, so it's exciting
Because that's that metacognition, to think about your thinking, to think about how you think and approach a project, whether you are painting, whether you are speaking, whether you are rapping, writing, freestyling, performing. There are so many different layers to that, and you don't have to give us the answer now, but
for
I
sure.
appreciate you taking the time to think about how you create, how you produce, because it is impactful. It stands out. It absolutely does. I shared some podcasts ago where social media has people gaslit to think that having 10 likes doesn't mean anything, but get jumped by 10 people and it for sure makes a difference. And then having a trusted few, again, that music has to come from somewhere and it has to mean something. It can't just be for the executives. It can't just be for people to just have one feeling about it. It to me, Devin 22, you are creating something that's going to last. These beats that you're using, not only your lyricism, but these beats that you have created, that go along with the music, also stands out, where you're not just replicating. I mean, shout out to MF Doom. One of the songs that I'm listening to from him now is Coffin Nails, because the way that he methodically puts those melodies together is just insane, because it evokes a feeling. And that's what you've put together, not just with the beats, but also with the lyrics, and then with the visuals. You are like a triple, even a quadruple threat when it comes to hip hop. So don't just consider the numbers. You have an impactful essence in hip hop history that people are going to listen to. So I want to encourage you, young scholar, to continue on exactly what you're doing for your legacy and culture. So with that said, what mark do you want to leave? All right. So we're talking about 30, 40, 50 years from now, even 100 years from now, and more. How do you want Devin 22 to be remembered in this space called hip hop?
The absolute greatest. And so I go back to that competitive edge. So if I see Jay-Z as the absolute number one hip hop, just the embodiment of hip hop, if I can eclipse that, then I've won because no one is touching Jay-Z. And so however long that may take is where I'm headed to. And so I have my top 10 artists, which was recently revised. Um, it's me, Jay Z, Future, and Wayne fight for 2A and 2B. It depends on how I'm feeling that day. Big at 4, Pac at 5, Outkast as a collective, so I guess 6, 7. Dot, Yeezy. Now,
Okay.
previously, I did have Young Thug on here. Lion is not hip hop, so
Yeah,
here
I,
we
I
are.
get that. I see that.
Here
Even
we
yeah. I want you to say those top 10 again. I like that, Vera, and we're listening. We're listening. So number
I got
one, we got Devin 22. Then we got
number one
Jay
is me.
Z. Then we got, after Jay Z,
Future,
Future and
Future, and
Wayne.
Lil Wayne fight for 2A and 2B. They're interchangeable based on my mood.
Okay. And then who's next after that again?
Big, B-I-G.
Okay. One and only. Next.
Pop.
Tupac.
Outkast as a collective, not like, oh, I love Andre 3000. No, I more and more I listen, I realize Big Boy is probably very instrumental in how I come across on music.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West.
Okay, okay. But like I say, number one, and you gotta have that for self, y'all. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and have that have self on the pedestal. So these are an array of people. Shout out to all of them: Jay-Z, Future, Wayne, Biggie, Pac, Outkast, Yeezy, and K. Dot before Yeezy for sure. But also when we talk about Jay-Z, and I listened to Jay-Z when he was first in the game, when he was first coming in, he was a rapid rapper, and he changed his style as
Jazz
he
Owen
went
them.
along.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he doesn't ever have to be number one, but he is always a legend. An album that he puts together, it could be Dead Presidents, it could be 444, it could be all those different ones showcasing a different piece of him, like his history even. And so that growth as a professional, and I know you have a degree from Morehouse in business management. What was that phrase Jay-Z say? He's not a businessman, he's a businessman. Watch me handle my business. Damn. And that's exactly what you're doing in essence, except what sets Devin 22 apart is that you have this artistry, you have this particular sound that can definitely change the masses in this current generation that we're in. Rapping in the 80s and the 90s is very different than now in 2025, where you make, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference with that. But I also want for you to look at your legacy and your culture when you are creating this. So um how do you see your sound evolving over the years? Your journey right now, you shaped your artistry. How do you see it becoming even better over time? Like, where do you see yourself the next 2 to 5 years when it comes to the artistry, and not just music? You could talk about your artwork, and all those pieces, even
No,
supporting the
true
other artists.
artistry.
So
Yeah,
talk
no,
to us.
like you were saying, as far as being, that's why I had to hit the hands when you said I'm a quadruple threat in hip hop. No, my goal is to ultimately be a Renaissance man. I'm going to buff up and do the LL Cool J biopic, so stuff like that. Like, I'm all into acting, yeah. So acting is something I'm definitely excited to do. Sweatpants and Alfredo is a TV show I'm already currently in the background. So as Fresh Prince and Martin meet Atlanta in Adult Swim commercials. Yeah, so that's where Sweatpants and Alfredo will live. It's more so like the Devin show, but I feel like that's cliche. So, but all the things I can conjure, ideas, skits, comedy, just pure visuals, just visual art, stuff like that is all something I want to incorporate into it. Let me see here. You give me 1 second.
No worries, no worries. The brilliance there as he's sharing our audience, giving nods to LL Cool J. Shout out to Cool J. Ladies love Cool J. Him going into acting, becoming this cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitanism, and that's something that I've researched and made connections with hip hop. Going into cosmopolitan means that you are wanting to learn about other spaces in the world, to have a global reach, and to make it your own, right? You learn about other spaces, but you also want to make it your own and being unafraid to try new things, to try to grow these things. And that's exactly what Devin 22 is sharing with us today, is that he's growing his artistry into all these different facets. And, the sky's the limit. Putting yourself in a box, and limiting yourself is not something that you have to do, especially in this day and age. You can be any and everything that you decide to be. And to manage that, again, you are known as a tsunami of an impact when it comes to your performances. Which do you prefer? Do you like recording in the booth, or do you like performing in front of the audience? Which is your preference?
Preference, believe it or not, is have to be live.
All right,
And I
break it down
think
for us.
because everybody records. Like, and no matter what level, everybody, like, I can pick up my phone and do a voice memo right here on this Hip Hop Scholar podcast, and you have a beat on, and I can say, oh, I just recorded a song. Everyone records. everyone does not perform. So when I perform, there's no background vocals. There's intentional choice of this is going to be the instrumental, or I'm not getting up here because that's not hip hop. The same way lying isn't hip hop. There's a lot of things that aren't hip hop, and that's being condoned. So again, you even have the biggest stars, or like not even say the biggest stars, obviously not the biggest, but you have some who are in the position where whole concert is just that radio performance. You could have played it in your car and sung along and got the same thing. So I think that's something I really love as and especially the variety of wild performances too. I can sing somebody else's song and it flow right into mine, and then it's like, oh, I'm more familiar with what you're trying to say now because I know this song. That kind of psychology behind it too, and just live music in general. That's music at its purest, in my opinion. So I would definitely say live vocal.
And that power, right? The power that you gain from being on the stage to have that audience and then you sharing that message, that takes such a strong skill and talent to be able to do that, to be on that stage, period, right? Just being on the stage, number one. But then also you add that extra layer, which again makes you that quadruple threat where you don't even want the background. You want for them, you want that microphone on. You want the microphone
Right.
on, you want to be spitting in that microphone, and you want that your voice, your vibrations, your soul even to be felt by that audience right there in that moment. And that also talks about your presence and making certain that your authenticity is not just heard, but it's felt. And that's something that rings true to true hip hop that will never be lost. No matter what is trending, no matter what everybody says that they like the most, that is something that's going to last forever. Okay?
Precisely.
So definitely make certain that you continue that with the performance, the impact, and then when you do that, when you get on the stage, when you do perform and you make it your most authentic self, what do you want the audience to walk away from after a performance from Devin 22?
The exact motto: chase dreams, overcome obstacles. I've thought about that a long time. Like, okay, if I am going to rap, like, what is like, why? For them just to embody the motto. And believe it or not, the clothes came first. So at first I was like, okay, boom, I finally have, what I'm about to purpose myself towards. Chase dreams, overcome obstacles, 2286, be an entrepreneur, business management degree. Now, and again, that's where the cosmopolitanism comes in. I didn't know that word before today. I had to write that down when you said it. The cosmopolitanism comes in today to where I'm not only going to manage this business as far as, physical product being sold, but like, working through streaming, getting my money from DistroKid and being able to manage these things properly, selling canvases, managing that properly. So again, just leaving that box alone and just being like, okay, boom. And so that's exactly what happened. That was that moment. I was like, well, I'm going to be a creative through this medium. I don't see any reason not to just go and do my favorite thing in the world, which is, music. So I was like, yeah. And so here we are.
And here we are. And as you grow, continue to grow, your growth as a musician and your growth in the vision and what you see in your artistry. All of those pieces put together like a really intricate, complicated puzzle, right?
Right.
And not really wanting to figure it out. Like you don't want a solution yet. You still want to create. You still want those problems for you to create and then find those solutions that create something new. I tell my scholars, I tell them you want to take what you know, that history that you know, your experiences, synthesize it and create something new. And that's the lane that you're building is this path that has no sidewalk. It is all grassy and no path, but you're pushing through that to make something new. And I absolutely appreciate it. The Hip Hop Scholar podcast appreciate artists like yourself that's creating this new path, especially in a domain where we have social media, we have people who may get the views and have the likes, and they're just más o menos. They're just okay. But again, continuing as you are, staying focused and staying driven, because you also have to have satisfaction of yourself at the end and beginning of the day too.
No doubt. No doubt.
For sure. So, how do you want your music to speak to the community that you represent? Not just on the stage, but off of it too, I
Mhm.
understand. So, how do you want your music to speak to the community?
How I want to speak, that authenticity that we like keep referring to is like, it's easy to keep going back to it, but like also like that's truly what like I like harp on when it comes to creating in any medium, where it's like you can be yourself. It's okay. I think especially coming up within the social media era, you've been able to see it from the ground up. I was soon as I'm coming in middle school, you see it. You can already tell it. Like subconsciously, you can already tell. It's like, I don't think you're being yourself right now. I think you're attempting to do something else, whatever it may be, but it just doesn't feel like genuine energy. So having that empath, and I think just it being that, like, this isn't. I'm trying to profit $1 million and be in the studio or whoop the whoop. I could no. This is for me and my family and my loved ones. I just would love to make a living doing what I love, and so if you can feel the genuine energy from that, and I would love your support so I can give you more of that genuine energy so you can go be better. And it's a yeah, I wish I remember my biology right now, but it's a symbiotic relationship, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, where it's just like, yo, we both working together. Not like, oh, you're just the consumer, I'm the artist kind of thing too. It's something I definitely think about a lot. And I think intimate settings like Peter Street Station definitely emphasize that to where it could be wall to wall one night and is everybody trying to get a spot. Or it can be in there and I'm just practicing doing my thing and it's not that many people. I can go as many times as I feel. So I think that's something that I definitely want people to feel from my music
There you go. Because
and just
like
take away from it.
that you're there, y'all are pacing together. Like you're in this together and still knowing that again, there's that competitive streak where you're going to be number one, you're going to be the best of the best of the best, but you also want for others to say you can do it too. You can do it too. You can be the best of the best of the best of your industry of what you want to do. You have that choice. Let me show you how it's done. I'm gonna show you how to do this, son. Like, yeah, I get that. And that's that energy check that you do for the people that this is about us. It's not about money. I mean, money's good, to be able to make money from doing this, but there's also that legacy that you get to leave with others posthumously, right? Where in the present and the future, and then after that, where people can always come back to that, revert to that. And that's part of my scope for the Hip Hop Scholar podcast is having this repository where people can always go back and understand the artists. And again, I want to invite you again to the podcast anytime that you feel you want to come back along with
Most definitely.
the rest of your people too. LP, Peters Street Station. Shout out to all of those. Make a Wish and Distro Kid. Like I would love to talk to everyone. And again, leaving this as a foundation for others to grow from. And I think that that's vitally important. And what's missing is that we're not, we're just taking the music to dance to entertain, but we're not using that to help us to grow and being able to access it for later for us to be able to review and kind of check ourselves as a rubric. Like, dang, Devin 22 has the art, he has the music, he has the TV shows, he's on a movie. Now he's, managing all these different shifts in his business, and he started off just like me. He started off, trying to make it work, plus trying to balance going to college and graduating college, and then loved ones, family, and just life all together, and social media pressure. Have you ever been pressured to become that auto tune rapper or become that, ABC 1 2 3 type rap style? Has anybody ever pressured you to be into that lane?
I think what you just spoke on really spoke to why my three favorite artists are my three favorite artists. Cause you can do it too. Pharrell is a huge inspiration to me with not only his musical work, but Billionaire Boys Club, his work with Louis Vuitton, etc. He's been a huge inspiration for me. And I'm gonna show you how to do this, young. He spoke again the whole second favorite, and then again, resonating with people. You know, Kanye may be out of his office rocker a little bit now, but like that's the thing about music. You able to also get a time capsule and see where these people were. That's one of the most influential people to me. Now, again, I can get off my rocker too, but he's shown me how not to. So that's why I think I'm also important in this current hip hop landscape, like you're saying, because like you said, a whole bunch of ABC auto tune rappers. No, have I ever been pressured? No. I don't think I can be pressured to do anything. I'm pretty, you know, stable, not stable in myself. There's a lot of ups and down, valleys and peaks, but I'm stable within myself for sure. Because if you don't have yourself, then what do you have? And especially if this is like your passion, like if you're great at the ABC one, like auto tune, then go for it. But that's not why I'm here. And
That's right.
I can't be. It's going to be on my time. If any, like if something is to give you that like feeling, it's one intentional and two is going to be really really good. Because like I have naturally you come up with different people, you network and learn other people, and I have friends that do different styles of music than me. But if I'm on the record, then I'm going to elevate them too. They're not going to have their usual style if that's what it may be. So to answer your question, definitely not.
For sure. And I'm glad you caught those verses I said. You definitely
Oh no, I got little ears. I think my little ears is what happened when Lord or whoever may have realized I was for music. I was like, they don't downplay these, but they start working on me. I was like, oh.
No coincidence there. I know that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk more about your performance. I have a couple of more questions. I want to listen to one more song before. But so before you perform, your preference is to get on the stage, to get that microphone in your hand, to have all eyes on you. Now, before that, do you have some type of a tradition or a ritual? Is there a thing that helps you to get into your zone? Like what traditions or what do you do to psych yourself into getting ready to perform for your audience? What do you do?
So to answer that, I've been asked before if I had like stage fright. The answer is absolutely not, because this is what I want to do. And so with that being said, there's really no tradition. I just do it because like I really want to do it. So it's like there's no time for like And again, preparation. I know the word. I've rapped my songs. I done created these songs. Like I said, one track could take 4 years. I done worked on these verses to where the verses is the verse. It's not. And then being able to, again, like that part of live performing where I'm able to interchange things, have you hear this verse on this beat, or, what I'm saying, this beat, this verse, changing things up and like remixing, so to speak. A couple of remixes I have out already. Just go out there and do it because I really love it. That's all.
No, that's right.
It's no tradition. I breathe, make sure I breathe, make sure my lips aren't chapped, My lips might chap up. But other than that,
all of that important.
Yeah.
That's right. Taking care of yourself. Like you said, you're buffing up now for that LL Cool J nod and being able to take care of those aesthetics. All of that's important. So with that said, before I go into one of my last questions, let's listen to Off the Rip. Because I know you said that I think the baby alludes.
Yeah, Off the Grid. Off the Grid. Not Off the Rip. Off the Rip is a different song. Off the Grid.
Off the Grid. Okay. Let's see. So there's so many different songs here. All right, we got the 22 billionaires.
Sure. No, we might have to do one of them 22 billionaires for the outro. They gotta get a taste of that. But these probably is. I think these two songs probably like there's just the story of it and just how like me personally might be my favorite in my discography. So
there's a lot in there. I'm telling you, there's a lot on there. Yeah, and we're posting them too. We have it posted in the live chat. We're going to post them in the interview itself, all the different music, the ways they can access them. Just to honor your time. Like I do have Honeyberry Blunt ready. I don't have the other song ready, but we can go jump into that artwork. Okay, let's go into that one then. And I really like taking the time to listen to the music experience the music in real time. So, hip hop scholar family, let's go into Honeyberry Blunt.
Oh, before you do play, if my mom is in here, this is another reason I'm able to make these songs. Jeffrey Osborne, Only Human
Okay.
is the sample. That was
Okay.
it. Just the sample.
Oh yeah.
LP.
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 Okay, LP. You know, you can turn that.
What's good?
There we go. Here we go. How you doing there, LP?
Man, I can't
Oh,
complain. I don't even know how this joint work. I'm trying to figure it out as we speak. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Well, I've heard great things about LP, the rapper. I just heard you on that
Hey,
baby
man.
song, and we just listened to it, and I'm so glad. Yep, we got it in the chat. LP, we love it. So glad to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
you
yeah.
on. We were
for
getting ready to listen
sure.
to Honeyberry Blunt, but before I get into the music, let's go ahead. We have LP, the rapper, with us, part of Devin 22's crew from Peter Station out in ATL. So, LP, talk to us about Devin 22 and you, like the music that you all do. Tell us how you feeling about that.
Word up. He's a pleasure, man. I met him actually at Peter Street Station. What was it, mid last year at this point? Truth be told, I was just already doing my own thing, constantly writing, constantly in the studio, constantly with my people. But I saw him go on the stage and he rocked the mic. He made people turn their heads. Anybody that can do that always makes me a little bit more curious. Actually, while I was working on my album, I was going to his house and just making music with him. Truth be told, just keeping the pencil sharp, honestly. And we started making a whole bunch of throwaway songs. Like that's really how we saw it at first. But when we started listening to him, like, hold on, these have potential to be actual projects. So while working on my project, we cooked up another project together. And it's been one of my favorite runs this year. I mean, after putting out that project and then just constantly still being in the studio, it's been a time. It's definitely been a time, man. He makes me want to go harder at just being a better lyricist. I really surround myself with people who actually rap. So that always gonna make you want to go harder in the booth.
I know, right? That can actually rap. You know, they're not just coming in rhyming words and putting words together. You know, you making the time go by better by placing
Right.
this lyricism together and then having that congregation, that connection, right? And LP, you know, I want to talk to you. I want to definitely get you on for an interview for the Hip Hop Scholar
Word.
podcast so we can focus on your artwork and all the things that you do, okay? But today it is about Devin 22, but
22.
we got to
Honey
link
Berry
up.
Blunt. Man. Yeah. I'm ready for it. Please run all the music. Look, I've already told him he has certain songs, certain bars that are quotable. That's why I yell Honeyberry Blunt like that, because the way man, it's just you gotta listen and know. But yeah, it's a pleasure. It's definitely a pleasure to work with him, man, for sure.
But we getting ready to listen to Honey Bear Blood. You stay with us as we listen to it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
And then, like they put in the chat, he's been dropping quotables since he's been here. He is a hip hop quotable, like De La Soul says. Everything you say is a hip hop quotable. So let's listen to Honeyberry Blunt. We got Devin 22. We got LP the rapper in the building. So let's take the time to listen to this track.
Those 2 pounds. You can have some change and Dr. King can have lotion.
Yeah. Indeed, indeed. Oh yeah, this is my jam. New to me, but I'm loving it. Yeah, shout out to the moderator for sure,
For
Charity in
sure.
the building. Cause man, I mean, just that short excerpt of that, right? With that music, just the whole feel of it, with the track, with the lyrics that go along with that, and then the support. Like I can't thank you enough, LP, for coming in and showing and sharing that support because Devin 22 and rappers like you all, you know, in this generation, we need young people that are unafraid to be their most authentic selves, to not let peer pressure change you to be something that you're not. You know, like Devin 22 said earlier, there's no such thing as a coincidence. And it's no coincidence that people can be brainwashed to be something that they're not supposed to be. So young people like you all are very sacred and very important to the culture of hip hop, right? You all are part of hip hop history that continues the legacy and the lineage of creating something new. And I appreciate that here, okay? And I want y'all to know that and continue on in excellence. And you have the full support of the Hip Hop Scholar podcast as you all continue to do so, for sure.
That's love, man. That's love. Shout out to you for seeing it. Like a shout out to you for real for seeing it. It's the
Tell
podcast, the people that
LP, I'm
man,
telling you. I'm telling
look,
you,
yo.
LP. I'm telling you. Cause mind you, it go, yo, would you like I'm watching her content, I'm active on her content, I'm liking the videos. She's like, oh, you make music. Would you like to do it? I'm like, oh, let's get it. So, it's definitely dope. Melanie is doing an amazing thing. And even moderator is
Yeah. Yeah.
it's amazing. We would definitely get your LP on here so I can pop in and give the flowers too. Yes. LP been doing music since fourth grade at a serious level.
Really though. Really though.
No,
Oh
no,
man.
really though,
Man.
she went to the school of gifted youngsters, like with Professor X. With Professor
Here
X.
he goes.
Yeah. No, she's
Oh, so
one
you're
of
an
them kids.
X-Men LP? Oh, snap.
Exa- So what I'm saying,
Man, look.
this is what I'm saying.
Look. Hey, we
This is
going back for homecoming too, 22. I'm gonna have you with me, bro.
I know,
You gonna really
right?
think we on something.
Okay, man. Yeah,
Most
so damn
definitely.
for sure, homecoming, y'all gonna represent. Sounds like an alley oop to another episode. I feel that too. We got
You
an alley oop.
know,
We got Scotty and
just
Michael Jordan in the building for sure when it comes to that. So my I want to honor your time, but I want to ask you both this question. Okay, I want to ask you both this question before we sign off from our podcast. If someone opened your playlist right now, what's the one song that they'd be shocked to find? Right? Because a lot of hip hop artists, we're listening to all different type of genres of music. From all different genres from all over the world, even different languages. So what's that song on your playlist? Let's start with Devin 22, then we'll get to LP. Devin 22, what's that song on your playlist if someone were to look at it that they'd be surprised that you listen to?
I'm gonna go to my most recent playlist and give you. I'm not making this up for you.
Sure, for sure.
Can't Stop, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay. Shout out to Red Hot Chili Peppers. What about that song intrigues you, dear sir?
The pocket they hit. The pocket they hit. I like once I heard Method Man breaking down how that whole METHOD is Beatles and some more white people I ain't know. I'm like, oh, let me get in my bag. So, I'm a huge fan of NERD, so rock has always been a thing for me too. But definitely that, just the whole, I play guitar, violin, and piano as well. So getting just instrumentation always moves me.
Okay. And you play instruments too. Devin 22. What can't you do, sir? You have the
I
instrumentals too?
I can't not die black. Went to science technology high school. My mama was trying to get me right.
It sounds like she definitely did. Well said. So for you, the Red Hot Chili Peppers on your playlist, LP. What about you? What's that song?
That's what I was looking at.
All right. Okay. What's that song? What is that music that somebody would be shocked to find, or just the music that's on there altogether? What's the song you'd like to share?
No, y'all don't know this, but I love this song. It's called Desires by Years and Years. So outside of just hip hop, I was a B girl before I really started taking my music serious as a kid. Like anything that made me dance, whether it was country, hip hop, house music, like all of that, like I was there for it. And as I got older, I started appreciating like house music and boiler rooms a lot more. So this one is actually from a movie I watched by a filmmaker that I really like. And it just spoke to me because harmonies is different when you have a beat and it's different when you have harmonies that speak to you at the same time and you're trying to analyze both while you're feeling the music and just kind of really just getting lost in it and not knowing what to do besides play the song back so that you just can keep listening to it. And that's what that song does to me for real. Like it's a house type of song. I've really been more interested in house music as I've gotten older, but when I'm not in hip hop, I like things that just make me feel something. Hip hop, I feel like I always think a lot. I have to really get it out, tell the story. But house music, that's just straight movement to me.
I know that's right. That's right. That culture of music is a lot like New Orleans bounce, where it represents the culture.
Go.
That particular dance style, that particular beat that comes on. It is something that you have to live it to know it. So
Right.
desire by Years and Years. I think that's the song you shared.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right.
Well, it's the song name is Desires, and then it's Years and Years. That's the artist.
Okay. Oh, so shout out to Years and Years. Shout out to that, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and shout out again to LP. LP, the rapper, she's going to come back on and showcase that greatness, that X-Man formation when it comes to that music and lyricism. In the chat, Mama Roslyn shared, thank you for giving Devin the opportunity to share his craft. It is an honor and a privilege to share out new artistry here on the Hip Hop Scholar podcast. You all are welcome to come through. Me and Charity, my moderator, we may have to make it to ATL, to Peter Street Station. Shout out to Peter
Hey,
Street
Definitely.
Station as well,
most
to see
definitely.
all the great things that you all are doing there. The radio station too. So yeah, go ahead. Somebody was finna say something. Oh, okay. I thought I heard
Hey,
something, but
shout out to 22, man. Thank y'all for having me. This dude, he's a blessing, bro. Like people, I always say it's the renaissance of music. Every person I've met that takes this serious, they're still here with me for a reason, and that's because I see it in him. He's a reflection of me when I'm trying to get it together and all of that good stuff. So shout out to y'all for just having me here.
of course, of course, of course. We'll see you again and again and again. You all continue. And when I say continue, I emphasize that. Please continue. You all are the heroes, the leaders of the future that we desperately need to continue this historical relevance that hip hop has. Your craft, your style, your speech, and your connectedness is valued and it's sacred. So please continue to focus on those things to make yourselves better. Don't be like anybody else. Just focus on making a better you, and supporting one another as well, because support is paramount when it comes to hip hop and just life in general. So I'm very proud to see young people coming together to support one another, because that doesn't happen often either. That's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, before we went, if you all don't mind hearing a demo from me and LP.
Turn this music up. Come on now. Yeah.
Hey, move your phone closer to the speaker.
Life like I'm always running late. Haven't had a day to about my other days because of the next day. I'm on another airway for trying to get more air.
Take y'all with me real quick.
It's like I'm always running late. Haven't had a day to talk about my other days because of the next days. I'm on another airway for trying to get more airplay. It's in the back for the next stage. When will time allow for me to feel what I made? See, as a lady, I ain't been processing this same. See, will I be more sane when 50 mil sitting safe for my safe? Yeah. Is it real? I know I got niggas playing the safe. Isn't real? I'm promise and straight. Is it real? I stop smoking on the for days. And I'm always way. It's just a speed on the west. It's the same. Niggas praying down the Lord. No, it's going up so fuck. Niggas praying me down. No, it's going up so fuck. Fuck on me all. Demolition crew. I'm still stirring that yeah. Backing it all. Swinging guitars and shit. Ain't no store sharp as my tongue. Ain't no tongue sharp as my sword. Switching back the words and Devin's the core. Fear of God and your God war. Shuffling up a fire like a lord. Niggas like this shut a little bitch. Need I say more? Can't channel when you push rocks. Thinking they was gonna move mountains same way. Nigga on Mike. Thinking they Jackson. Pick up the bill. Thinking they Michael. They turn it back. Make sure they Jackie. Nah, we ain't Jackie. They got shit upside down. No, flipped up and backwards. You thought this heist wasn't happening. To the front door side fit. Whatever action. Laser beam. Blow full of shots. Whatever. I'm putting my shit. I'm the champion, the Batman, the cause of reaction, show apart, the penny to shack and kill the glasses, the faded happiness, all match. This was that.
Niggas pray on your downfall. Know it's going up, so fuck all of y'all. I said, niggas pray on your downfall. Know it's going up, so fuck all of y'all. Bitch was head. More from Make a Wish as well. So yeah, no, I'm very happy with my circle that I'm continuing to build out and create with.
So
Agreed.
yeah, shout out to everybody in the village, but this song here, like Devin 22, I hear you, but LP,
Yeah,
man, that gym, that rapping coming in, and then that melody gave me chills.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was so
yeah.
stated. Like and again, that's the whole premise of this podcast is to promote artists like you all that should be mainstream, but I want y'all to feel like you are mainstream. Shout out to LP, young person. When I tell you how surprised I am, like I heard you on The Baby, but this one actually showcased your range where you were able to give the lyrics, you were able to give the melody, you were able to do what you do. And I mean, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. We're gonna get you on real quick, LP. Oh my goodness.
Hey, hey,
We're gonna
man, look.
definitely get you on.
I'm just glad y'all rock with it, man. He's funny. He keeps leaking that actually every look, no matter what group chat we're in, whatever interview we're doing, he keep leaking that joint. It's not done yet. We're still cleaning it up. I'm really glad you rock with it, but we're still cleaning it up. He's just funny, bro. You silly, yo. But yes,
That's all
thank you
right.
again.
For sure, for sure. Thank y'all so much for sharing that. There's more music I get to add to my playlist. The name of that song that with LP and Devin 22, y'all say that for the podcast for me.
That's called
Which
Raise.
one?
It's a demo though. It's not out yet, so you can't even get that yet.
Oh,
Baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we still fleshing it out. I know it ain't done yet. It ain't
It
done.
ain't done
It
yet.
ain't done.
man,
It
whatever
ain't
y'all
done
got
yet.
in the vault, y'all really, well, y'all are going to bless the world. Y'all are going to really bless the world when y'all take everything out the vault. Man, I am very honored to have that exclusive sound here on the Hip Hop Scholar podcast, Hip Hop Scholar family. I know that you all have been blessed by hearing these young people speak so wisely, the wisdom that they have, that they share. I want to thank LP the rapper for coming to support Devin 22. Devin 22, thank you again for sharing all of the things and the greatness and your expectations, your heroism, your cosmopolitanism, and all the greatness when it comes to your artwork. We wish you nothing but great things in the present and the future for you. And we'll see you soon on the Hip Hop Scholar podcast. With that, Hip Hop Scholar family, we'll see you on the next show. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.